First off, it's Charles J. That just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burke Kid. Everybody said it won't be till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. We back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. Anthony Joshua never lost his sauce. And I'm gonna explain why. It's very simple. Nah, he never lost his sauce. And I gotta say that because I just see that, you know, it seemed like the boxing world feel as if he just not the same and he just don't got it. No, he got what he got, you know? It's levels to this sauce. He got his certain amount of sauce. He don't got a lot, but he got some. And he didn't lose it. So I just want to explain that. But before I can get to that, I just seen some shit that made the hair on the back of my goddamn neck stand up. Shout out to Blue Blood. I seen him. He just did a video about it. And yeah, I seen Anthony Joshua. And shout out to you for pointing that out. Real talk, man. Shout out to you for pointing that out. Shout out to you, brother. And shout out to what you're doing. And shout out to BLK Prime. Shout out to the Tuesday night fights that's coming up. I will support that. I will. Yeah. I will be watching them fights, man. And shout out to what you're doing, bro. Shout out to all you brothers on YouTube that's doing your thing, man. Keep that sauce in the pot, man. No matter what, no matter how hard it get, just keep the sauce in the pot, and the sauce will prevail. So yeah, Anthony Joshua said some shit that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I'm gonna tell you something. This is the blackest shit he's ever said. Cause I've always kind of, it ain't so much in the ring that I question him. I question his blackness. Cause I know, he was very loved at first. White folks in UK loved him at first. And I felt as if it got to his head, but reality has set in on Joshua, and he said some shit. He said the reason why he went off in the Usyk fight on Longman and all that there. He said he just noticed that when it's a black athlete, they never talk about how smart we are. They always say we're just a beast, and we're just strong. They always talk about our genetics. Oh, he's fast. They never say how smart he was to throw that fast ass punch and catch his ass clean and time him like that and catch him slipping and figure out his habits and catch him with that goddamn left hook once he dropped that goddamn arm after he threw the left hook to the body. So yeah, it's a lot of shit that we do, and it's a lot of sauce. Just like black quarterbacks, nobody ever say they smart. So, and the quarterback in football, that's considered the smartest position. That's for the smart. That's why it's not many black quarterbacks. And we've always been out. And the coach is considered the smartest of the players. Don't really, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, getting real tired of it. I'm glad you pointed that out, and shout out to you. Yeah, that's some shit we face in every sport. Nobody ever say we smart. Motherfuckers barely say Ali was smart. They barely say Floyd was smart. They say more about their genetics. He was just slick. He was just fast. He was just, yeah. And as black fans, I wish we care more about being acknowledged for being intellectual, for being smart, not just being physically talented. Because that is very disrespectful. And a lot of times we don't see that. Because Wilder, even though he's a knockout artist and he got crazy genetics, that motherfucker's smart. That Spilka knockout was one of the most smartest, educated knockouts I've ever seen in life. The fucking last knockout, when he knocked out, what's that boy that looked like he from one of them 300 movies? And one of them, that motherfucker looked like an original white boy. One of them Viking motherfuckers. But anyway, when he knocked him out backpedaling with that right, that shit is smart and educated, bro. So anyway, another thing I want to point out, this is the biggest thing why I know everybody is saying Joshua lost it, because he didn't get the knockout. That's all this shit is about. Because had he knocked out Jermaine Franklin, we be discrediting something else about it. We say he took too long to do it, or we say he wasn't in the best condition. We point something else out. At this point, a lot of motherfuckers hating on Joshua. One thing I notice about black fans, when white folks say fuck you, we say fuck you too. A lot of motherfuckers turned on Joshua. A lot of people turned on him, and as Americans, we did too, because a lot of you motherfuckers messy. See, I remember shit. I don't forget, bro. A lot of Americans were saying Wilder wasn't shit, and Joshua really was the star, and Wilder wasn't no name. He didn't even deserve a fight with Joshua. Remember that shit? Remember after Joshua beat Klitschko, a lot of Americans were saying Wilder wasn't shit. Joshua was the man. I remember that shit. I remember a lot of motherfuckers in America rode with Joshua over Wilder. Yeah, so, if the shoe was on the other foot, the tables have they really have turned. And now nobody likes Joshua no more. Think it's very fake. I damn near like Joshua. I damn near do. I'm gonna tell you something. It's only one thing about Joshua that I don't like. It ain't but one thing. If he do this, he gonna have my complete respect, and I won't have nothing bad to say. I really don't get. This is the only bad thing I got to say about him. Fight Wilder. That's all, bro. That's it. Yeah, you fight Wilder. That's it, bro. I ain't got no criticism of nothing about you. Reason being, I'm putting two and two together, bro. I've been saying Spence versus Crawford is the biggest fight, and I've been saying Tank and Ryan. They really pulling some publicity shit. They pulling some string. You motherfuckers done went up on the pay-per-views and shit. This pay-per-view is higher than the Pacquiao versus Mayweather. What the fuck are you motherfuckers doing? Why are you motherfuckers trying to prove so hard that a black and a Mexican is the biggest fight? If it's the biggest fight, then why wouldn't Oscar Valdez and Shakira a huge ass fight? Why wouldn't O'Shaquie Foster just beat Ray Vargas? Why that shit wasn't huge, bro? Why they ain't saying Jose Ramirez versus Regis Prograis is huge? Because when it looked like the Mexican won't beat the black fighter, it ain't so goddamn huge. You motherfucker, let me tell you something. The world is praying for Ryan Garcia's left hook. They praying, let me tell you something. Motherfuckers is praying to statues that Ryan can lay in that left and he can hurt Tank. Because, even though Tank, I've criticized him and I've said things, the world want to see him knocked out, bro. Because he's a star. He's the star of the show. And he's arguably, I say Wilder the face of boxing, but on that popularity shit, Tank is the face of boxing when it comes to popularity. And people want to see him fall, bro, and he don't even realize that. So, because I'm going to tell you, it wouldn't surprise me if Ryan come in that motherfucker juiced up on all kind of shit, because I don't think Oscar going to risk everything. I think it's a lot of shit. So Tank putting himself, and that's why I want black fighters to realize, fight your people, bro. Make money together. Because a black versus a Mexican, it's only huge when they think the black fighter gonna lose. It's only huge when the Mexican win. It ain't never huge when the black beat the Mexican. What black fighter beat a Mexican and became a superstar? Who? What black fighter ever beat a Mexican and became a superstar? So, Andy Ruiz became a superstar off beating Joshua overnight. That motherfucker was on Jimmy Kimmel. He was on Good Morning America. That motherfucker was on every talk show in the world from beating Joshua. So it's a lot of shit. That's why I don't like this racial shit. I just don't like it, because we try to act like it's not racial, but it is. I would really like to see more Mexicans fight Mexicans. Y'all don't do that shit no more. Have great Mexican fights and go and fight Puerto Ricans too. Do the Mexican Puerto Rican shit. And and we can mix it up every now and then. We'll do a black and a Puerto Rican. Yeah, we'll mix it up every now and then, but I want to see black fighters get money together. And like I said, even though I say Spence versus Crawford is the biggest fight in boxing, and Ryan versus Tank is a big fight, but they capping. These motherfuckers, if you put it on every platform, hell yes, gonna become huger. Put it on goddamn Good Morning America. Yeah, it's gonna get even bigger. It's about the platforms you put these fights on. So a lot of it's manipulation. So, but what I'm saying is this. I think Wilder versus Joshua, it never stopped being the biggest fight in boxing, bro. It never stopped. And I'm gonna tell you why. And most people right now would say Wilder gonna knock him out. But it ain't about that, bro. It's not just that, bro. It's the physicality. It's the mentality. It's also, bro, the different characteristics of these fighters. Bro, Wilder versus Joshua, let me tell you something. That first press conference is going to be crazy. The first Joshua Wilder face-off, that motherfucker going to break 50 million views, bro. Because I just could only imagine when Wilder finally get to look Joshua in his eye. I just want to see that response. Yeah, let me tell you something. Boy, I pay some money just to see a Wilder Joshua face off. That shit is epic, bro. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about Wilder. Wilder gonna bring out every bit of dog that's in Joshua is gonna come out against Wilder because he gonna have to bring it. I'm gonna tell you some real shit about Joshua. I just think he worried about. I think Wilder's the only fighter that he worries about. Other than that, Joshua ain't born no fighter, bro. It's only Wilder. And another thing I gotta say about you, bro, that a lot of fighters don't do. If you beat Joshua ass, you gotta fight him again. Win, lose, or draw, and he never get no respect for that. You beat his ass, he gonna fight you again, bro. He's done that twice. When Ruiz won, he immediately, 6 months later, no long layoff, nothing. I'm back in the gym. I'm back at it. And he outboxed, and the people shitted on him for that because he didn't get the knockout. Like I say, when black fighters don't get the knockout, they always point that out. Nobody ever point out that Canelo didn't knock out Triple G. He didn't knock out Daniel Jacobs. He haven't knocked out elite fighters. He's knocked out bullshit fighters. He didn't knock out an old Sugar Shane Mosley. He didn't knock out an old Miguel Cotto. So it's a lot of shit. I remember that Daniel Jacobs fight because he couldn't even hurt Danny. And because he didn't get the knockout. Nobody ever said nothing about, well, he didn't get the knockout. You know what they said? He's so slick. The head moving, the way he's slipping. They don't never say that about us. When we slipping, we running. So, it's just a constant bias. I just get sick of you motherfuckers. And I want to say this again. Shout out to you, Blue Blood, for standing up and speaking on this, bro. And a shout out to all content creators. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to all y'all for grinding. Shout out to you for being dedicated and talking about this sauce, bro. Whether I agree with you or not, and that go for any channel, keep grinding, bro. I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. I respect the dedication. So I'm dedicated and I'm cooking. And yeah, man, we got a lot of sauce in the pot, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Joshua's biggest problem, he really want to be a fundamentally technical sound boxer more than a knockout. He's always wanted to be that, and I've noticed that about him. The problem is he haven't had the right training. Had he started with a Derek, I'm gonna tell you something. Even with this one training camp, in his next fight, he's gonna be much better. And he said he's fighting 3 times this year, so I already see what's going. I think he's finna fight. Because they gonna call for Fury next. But you know what's so fake about fans? We go from calling Fury a duck because he ducked Usyk, but he can get to fight Joshua and we'll forget all about it. Like I said, I just wish black fighters could do shit like that and y'all forget about all the shit. I wish y'all forget about Tank getting in trouble and never mention that shit. I wish y'all would forget about a lot of shit. So like I said, yeah, I think he gonna fight Fury in the summer. And I think he's going to fight Wilder at the end of the year. That's what I think going to happen. And I think Usyk should fight Wilder in May or June. And the winner fight the winner Joshua versus Fury. So that's the way I see it going down. One thing I can say about Joshua, bro, besides Wilder, I ain't never seen him duck no smoke. And also, I think it was more so Eddie Hearn that fucked up the negotiations against Wilder. I think it was more so Eddie Hearn. I think Eddie Hearn has been a big downfall for Joshua's career. I think he done did a lot of tricky shit. And you see, Eddie jump on each. Now he on Usyk bandwagon now. He on the Usyk bandwagon. So another thing I want to talk about that fight, Jermaine Franklin he deserve a lot of respect, bro. He done went to the UK twice, fucking with y'all UK fans and shit. You unappreciative motherfuckers. It's a lot of shit. I think he deserve a little more goddamn credit. That motherfucker got hard. He just ain't a skilled. He got fast ass hands to be sloppy as shit. Cause he's sloppy. You're a little sloppy, bro. But his hands was faster than Joshua. He don't got much pop. One thing, the best shit I can say about you, Franklin, that motherfucker got a granite chin. And that's why I'm saying, motherfucker shitting on him because he didn't get the knock. And he hurt him with that left hook to the body. That was a mean ass left hook to the body. That was a mean ass left hook. And you hurt Usyk in the second fight with that same shot. You know, his body work, you know, I just wish you go to the body a little bit more. And you hurt him with the uppercut a couple times. Franklin just gritty, bro. So I'm not knocking you for not getting the knockout. I just never felt like you had a whole lot of sauce. You got the sauce that you've always had. People just want more from you. But that's all you got, bro. Some fighter ask for more out of a lot of these other fighters. You know, people keep talking about, well, the dog need to come out of. It's a lot of fighters ain't brought that dog out of. How many dogs are really in boxing? It ain't that many. It ain't that many. Wilder, Tank, Spence, Crawford, Devin, Shakur, Jamel, Matias, Regis. It ain't that many dogs, bro. It ain't that many dogs. Caleb got heart, but he ain't no dog. It's a lot of fighters that ain't no dog. So when you motherfuckers say he should bring that dog out, let's just say that about all fighters. A lot of these fighters don't bring the dog out. A lot of these fighters do just good enough. And a lot of these fighters knock out fighters they supposed to knock out. A lot of these fighters are set up against other fighters. Just like Jose Ramirez when he knocked out Richard Coleman. You supposed to do that. That ain't no dog shit. And you not a dog, Ramirez. So it's a lot of fighters that ain't dogs to me. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. And like I said, now, Joshua, you never lost your sauce. You got the sauce you've always had. But I think Joshua will, I think Derrick James will help you. I think he will become a much better fighter. Another thing I got to point out, that motherfucker, because he weighed in at 255, that motherfucker carried that shit well. Because you were probably about 275 on fight night. And you carried that shit well. Your conditioning was good. The jab was great. Wish you had to use it more to the body and work the body more. But yeah, I think it was a good performance. And I think he's gonna do better in this next fight. I think he's gonna do much better. And shout out to Derrick James, man, the #1 trainer in boxing. And one thing about Derrick James ain't gonna let you lose focus. That's one of the greatest. You'll never lose focus fucking with Derrick James. That motherfucker gonna stay in your ear. And he's the king of making adjustments. So and breaking down fights. So shout out to you, and bro, just do your thing, man. Just keep working on your shit. But yeah, once you fight Wilder, then you can get my respect. So yeah, this is 903 Boxing. I am your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.